Just in case. You never know.
New one, Christmas standard. You get the point when you go from one.
Yeah, it's free.
Just doing the sync test. Start to know random jokes. Let me know if you're happy, George.
You've decided it's over.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me know if you want a clap. I'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is very imaginative. But hopefully you're happy with that, George, and they can hear me loud and clear. Hello, Brian. I'm good. How are you? And if you want me to test the other mics as well, George, let me know. Happy with that? Could you do me a favour? Just tap that, the one that's there, just that. That's all. Okay, and do you want aids testing? Cool, all right. No worries.
Okay? What you were about to say, it pretty much does probably say that. So just read it.
So turn it away to face the... Yeah, no worries. I can do that. No worries, mate. No, that's fine, don't worry. It's just to make up the audio for the questions, really. Yeah, sorry, mate. Better? I've had that as well.
You'd be absolutely perfect.
It's a hard job.
You haven't announced the Arsenal manager yet.
When you did it the weekend. You did Saturday.
I'm waiting for you. Mine was mere speculation.
You're really going to give us our sense.
Yeah, that was it.
That's more likely.
Probably be more successful.
Sold Birmingham now, yeah.
Well, no, because we're way down the story, didn't we, really? No, well, yeah. That's one part, you said it. Did you accept it? No. Did you accept it? I'll have to phone. Yeah.
To guarantee it. So it's the 6-0, yeah?
Yeah.
No, mate, I've got Road Map Folding Club instead.
Road Map Folding Club.
Yeah.
I'd rather be at that.
Yeah.
Sad, but West Ham fans just think like that.
Sorry?
It's sad. What's the world come to when West Ham fans just think like that?
It's sad.
I'm going to tell Cameron Brady you didn't want to go.
Please do. Give him my number as well so that he can ring.
Which you must do.
She don't know. Tell me never to text her ever again.
Really? Why? Do you annoy her?
Hopefully. Hopefully.
I can't remember last time I spoke to Lady Brady. It was a fair while ago, I suspect. She rules a rod of iron.
Yes, mate. Yeah. It was leading the singing. We were in the West End. Yeah. We got them free. But, yeah. We let Sammy Abraham as well. He came in, yeah. No, before. Yeah. No, no.
I hope West Ham don't bother going him again. He'd be perfect for Arsenal.
Oh, Sam. Present for you, mate, for the souvenir last Christmas. On Saturday.
Oh, thanks, thank you very much.
Absolute belter.
Probably trains me. Do you need to be there?
We do when you're sort of out there, don't you? You have to go, yeah.
That's a ball, I think.
You can't do it.
No.
Told everyone that they just
His son have a Christmas party, hasn't he? His son have a Christmas party.
Big games are staying on.
The sun, yeah, and the sports test do, yeah.
So they glamorous?
I don't know. It is on Wednesday at work.
It is this coming Wednesday.
You going?
Saturday I can't.
Saturday for who? Is it your colleagues?
I've never been to one before, so
No.
I can't imagine I'll lose any sleep over it.
No. I haven't been for years.
No, I'm busy at Brentford versus Cardiff.
Of course, yeah.
I know I'd rather be.
Yeah. Brentford versus Cardiff. Yeah.
My good friend Ollie
I've got next Thursday. I've got my 20-year ceremony awards.
20 years.
20 years and stuff. Yeah.
I bet it took us more for 15. You didn't want to have done this for years.
I suppose it comes to the next tomorrow.
What's that involved in?
300 quid for a voucher.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then probably a sack.
Why?
Nice to get redundancy paid up to 20 years. Yeah, and go to Talk Sport. There's some jobs coming up on there.
Don't look at me like that.
No, we'll watch you there. Walk straight into that.
I stick to real questions.
Yeah.
Just
No, I'm just
guys sort of done all right with it.
I'm never in the office.
No. Keep your toast naughty.
If you don't go there for something like 2 or 3 weeks, you need to give a new pass or reboot your old pass.
Right.
There's someone there on that day that
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
can, it's high enough level of management to
It's a voucher, yeah. Yeah.
vouch for it. Worked for this company for a long time.
Yeah.
Still don't come in.
Hi. Hi all. Okay, good afternoon. We have translation here if required, but we're going to try and get through as much as we can in English to save time. But if you do require translation, just raise your hand and then we'll try and provide that for you. We're going to start with Moose.
Injury news first of all. Saw Antonio Rudiger out training. Any chance he can play tomorrow?
He's in the squad, yeah, so there's a chance. And yeah, good to have him back, training really well. So he's got a lot of his fitness work done since the injury's healed. And the other news, I suppose, is Tomori's out. He's had he's got a small, tiny strain around his hip area, and it's been kind of bothering him for a little bit. So take him out of it for a few days. And Olivier is still out as well for this game.
You're unhappy with the goals conceded at Everton on Saturday, so good time to have Rudiger back.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's those things are never absolutely individual things. Collectively, we have to look at those things. But we conceded really disappointing goals, which we can't afford to if we want to get to where we want to be.
You on the cusp of qualifying. If you win tomorrow night, you qualify, which would be a major achievement considering what's gone before this season and the tough group. But you've yet to win at the Bridge in this competition.
I'm well aware of that, and I think it would be a good achievement. I mean, I know there's expectations that we should get through a group. I get that, but it was a tough group, and the slightly young feel to our team. You know, the fact we lost the first game. There's a few difficulties that we've had, and I think we've dealt with them very well to get ourselves in this position. But there's still work to be done. So yeah, we have to go out to win the game.
And finally, from me, I guess the test of character as well. 2 defeats in the last three in if you include Man City before that. So a real test for your team. The first time I've had this sort of test this season.
Yeah, it is, and it was always going to come. You know, you don't want to lose game or predict losing games, but the way we are, the nature of the Premier League, this was never going to be a plain sailing, invincible season from our point of view. So teams and individuals need these tests. This comes with football, so it's a test for all of us.
Matt.
Thanks.
Frank, it happens with lots of players that when they're out for a long time with an injury, fans build them up, and like when they come back, they're expected to just be incredible and change everything for that position that they're in. And it's happened with Rudiger a bit. You know, a lot of people talk about, oh, Rudiger's going to be back, be amazing, but played 45 minutes in like a long time. How difficult is it going to be for him to hit the ground running?
Well, yeah, potentially difficult, but our guard against that was to give him a lot of work. So we've managed to create some things behind the scenes here in training that look like match play and some pure running as well, to be fair. And he's come through all that. So you can only speak as you look at him, and he looks fit and ready to go, and I know he's hungry. And in terms of the people building him up, probably rightly so. He's a good defender. I think people have maybe overlooked the fact that everyone spoke about youth at the start of the season and all these things and transfer bans, and I think the idea that we started the season with 5 big players all injured for a period of time, and carrying on that now, Rudy is just back, and Ruben, who's a big player for us as well. So you do miss those individuals. So let's see what he can add to us now. Yep, Jeremy.
Frank, just going off piste a little bit, on Saturday night, Fred was racially abused in Manchester, and it's a year ago that Raheem Sterling at the bridge was racially abused. And what simply would you like to see done, given this latest episode?
Well, I'll let the FA or whoever deal with it. But I think the line from Chelsea and how we are here as a club is that we're against any form of discrimination. Consistently say that when these things happen, we don't want them in our game. They have to be dealt with and punished when they come along, because we all know that there's work to be done still on that front.
And with regard to a space of homophobic abuse as well, what do you say on that?
Yeah, same answer. It's discrimination, isn't it? It's the same thing. So we don't want it in any sort, at any ground in the Premier League or in society. It's quite clear. So I'm always strong when we speak about that. And yeah, what more can we say? It's actions, I suppose, now.
John Southall.
Frank, is it good to get back out there pretty quickly after Saturday, or would you rather have had a few more days on the training ground just to try and iron out some of those issues?
But it's a relatively tight turnaround, but that's the nature of what we're doing at the minute. We're playing a lot of games, so there's time to iron out the issues. I don't think it's about getting out on the training ground too much at this point of the season, because the recoveries are so short, but there's what you can do in looking back at the game and working out there a little bit. So I'm pleased with playing.
Given what's at stake tomorrow night, is this the biggest game you've had, would you say, since you've been back as manager, or most significant?
Well, yeah, the idea of it's on the line that we get through to the next stage, of course, it makes it a big game. But, Lille away was big as well because of the position we're in, so was Ajax. So the big games are coming thick and fast. But, yeah, it is a knockout game, isn't it, as such? So, yeah.
I think it's 7 games in the month. How would you say the players are physically at the moment?
I think they're okay. I mean, I think it's not easy, the turnaround of games when you are playing midweek. A lot of big teams have that. So it's a test and a challenge on the squad. So we'll have to see how they stand up to that. They're fit boys. We do everything right that we can do around them. The recovery and the medical and everything is spot on for them. So we're not the only team in this situation. So we have to keep fighting.
Andy.
Frank, hearing you speak after Saturday, and with Chelsea being the club they have been over the years, it's almost you sense that a lot of the fans will be thinking, well, we have to spend in January now. I'm just wondering how determined are you that spending is not necessarily the answer? Everybody will say, right, we have to spend, we have to buy, we have to buy. But with what you've done so far, how determined are you to kind of keep on that path?
Well, I think you'll be careful with being too reactionary and ban lifted, defeat at Everton. It's quite easy to come to that conclusion, I suppose. And just as much as people at the start of the season were saying, we've got all these young boys, this is going to be no problem, we don't need any players. I think as a club like Chelsea, there's a balance. You have a strong squad, which I believe in that we have, but you have to look at, can we strengthen? And there will be, I think, times going forward, whether it's January, whether it's next summer, of course, we're going to look at the opportunity to strengthen because we want to improve.
But one defeat at Everton, or a couple of defeats, it doesn't really change your overall perception of what you've got to hand?
No, it doesn't change it at all. But you do learn as you go along with your players. You learn every day in training, you learn in games, of course. But it certainly hasn't changed my mindset right now. I was the same going into Everton.
You haven't changed where you're walking your dog either, if you lost a couple of games.
No, I have to change it. I'll go the other way round now.
Sammy.
Frank, there's obviously a fair amount of pressure going into tomorrow night. You know what you have to do. The victories send you through. How crucial are these kind of nights on young players, and how did these kind of nights shape how your career turned out?
Well, they're crucial for the players because I think you can be defined as an individual and as a group by success and what success looks like. And as we're saying, this means going into the next stage of the Champions League, which is the place we want to be in, and another platform for the players to play. I used to love that. I was fortunate enough to have big nights as a player, and they are the ones that stick in your mind. So it's opportunities now for the team to particularly the young boys, and it's quite new to them to make a mark. So I think it's good. I like the pressure of this game being knockout, and we're all talking about it. That's if we're going to do anything good here, we're going to have lots of these nights.
Okay, we're going to do two more. Jacob.
Right, this season, a lot of the stand-up performances have probably been away from home. It seems a lot of the time at home, we've heard you come in and say at half-time maybe the passing wasn't quick enough in the first half. And obviously tomorrow night, a huge test at home. Why do you think there's maybe been that little issue in those home games?
Well, the issue, yeah, I mean, I agree in terms of we would have wanted more in our home games, and I think quite a lot of it as well has been chance conversion. We've not scored away from home. We've gone and racked up some goals and some really good performances. And when you score, early in the game at Burnley, for instance, or Watford, it changes the face of the game. When you're playing relatively well at home, but you don't score for 45 minutes, which has been our problem in a lot of games, you kind of add the pressure on yourselves. So I think some of it has been maybe moving the ball, but I think we've moved the ball pretty well generally, but we need to take our chances, especially ones that come early in a game. If you've got pressure, you need to convert it.
Okay, last question, Matt.
There's no knee-jerk reactions like you said, but they say that you learn a lot more about your players when results aren't going quite so well. Have you changed your mind over the last few weeks about what sort of positions you'd like to strengthen in, if you do in January?
It's always pretty fluid, so I haven't got any exact, I need this. You look at the squad as you go along, so I wouldn't say my mind was set on anything to be changed, but you do learn from your players. I agree with the statement in tough times, not just in terms of what they do on the pitch, but how the personality is. That's what the disappointing thing with Everton was, that it wasn't just that we were off it slightly on the ball. We were a little bit, but more than that, I didn't like the fact that there were individual contact moments throughout the game that we lost. So that's a personality thing as much as anything else.
Okay, thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Cheers, all. Thank you. Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
You should have been asked whether you've got 3 questions of this. It depends on whether the manager likes to speak or not.
Yeah. Plans we had for chair rounders. Thanks. I've been here for yeah, you've got credits in this one. Yeah, that's right.
September 27th, I think.
1252.
By the touchline. That's what he did. I went to get a throw in, then I crossed the touchline, there was a metal plate, and his boot slipped on it and stretched his foot. What we at the Sun call a freak injury. When David Seaman got injured turning the TV over, didn't he? With the remote control, didn't he do that once? Isn't that David Seaman?
I just wasn't in the very best.
Andy Carroll put his trainers on.
Isn't that a weekly?
Yeah. Well, he'd never done it before. Yeah, but, jumping for a header. That was described as a free kick. On a Saturday afternoon. Yeah. Big crowd.
Good afternoon. If anyone has a question in French, Kurt is happy to answer in French. Otherwise, let's get going with Moose.
First of all, massive game tomorrow. You have to win to go through, but you haven't won yet at Stamford Bridge this season. You haven't kept a clean sheet in the Champions League this season at Stamford Bridge either.
Tomorrow is like a final for us. It's a must-win match. Like you said, it's very important for us. Obviously, the results from the games before, we didn't get the clean sheet, but I think in the game we've been playing well. And you can see the game at Ajax so well, the way we played good. The game at home a bit crazy, but we came back, so we showed great character. So I think tomorrow is a different story. We win, we in, we through, and that's what we want.
Is this the most pressurised game of the season so far?
No, every game you feel a different pressure, but we just know the game is important tomorrow. We just want to win it and go through.
And we've been talking a lot this season about all the young players that have been playing in the team. You obviously young yourself, but have more experience than some. What has it been like playing in a back four whereby at times you've had some very young players who with limited Premier League experience alongside you?
Very good, because they're very mature and they know their job. The manager is here to give them advice. We're also here, more experienced players, to give them advice, to help them. And you can see how well they've been playing this season. They've been playing good, I think. And the season is still long. We need to keep going. We're a team, and we want to go forward.
Andy.
Hi. The manager just now was talking about the defeat at Everton in terms of some of the goals and some of the moments, questioning some of the personality of the players. I mean, how worrying is that to hear that from your manager, and how easy is it to change personalities?
Well, I think he just want us to be maybe more responsible in the games, take more risks, maybe. That's a message because he knows the quality that we have in the squad. Very talented players, but young team. But he wants us to help the young guys, I think, and also play the game like we play in training. So be good and take risk, and no fear, playing without fear, just go in the game and give everything.
Has there been an element of fear, do you think, creeping into your play, and you kind of beginning to worry about things more than you should?
No, I wouldn't say that. We just maybe thinking a bit more. Maybe lack of communication in the game sometimes, but we have a very good team and we'll bounce back because we've been winning 6 games in a row lately. Then we do have the good results, but you can see the game. We can keep the ball. We play well. But we just need to keep going like this. Maybe concede more goals as well. As a defender, we need to work on that, and I know it.
Sammy?
But we need to be more clinical as well and stay as a team.
Okay, you know what you need to do tomorrow night to go through to the next round. A certain level of pressure comes with that. How as a team do you deal with that pressure, particularly following the result at the weekend against Everton?
Well, we know in season there's ups and downs. You win games, you lose games. We all know that. I think the team is very focused on the game tomorrow. It's another competition. It's not the Premier League, it's Champions League. So it's different game. And we all know that we want to bounce back. From a defeat, you always want to show the reaction. And we are lucky because we play already tomorrow, so we can show the reaction and be good. And we have to win tomorrow.
Sky Sports.
Kurt, how badly did Chelsea need Rudiger back, do you think?
Rodriguez is an important player for us, you know, and he's a very experienced player as well. We know the quality he has, and it's good to have him back. You know, he has no pain, he's feeling good, and he will just help us, you know, in the games. Like everyone's important in the team, you know. We need everyone to move forward.
Can we ask you to another racism row in Manchester involving Fred on Saturday? Is there a big racism problem, do you think, in English football right now?
You know, I'm not focused on that. The thing is happening actually. I don't want to say anything about that. You know, it's not my job to talk about it. But people does mistakes. You know, this is life, and there's people that take care of it. So.
Okay.
Just obviously what Andy was saying about Frank talking about the personality of the team being the problem at the weekend. Obviously, that's rare for you guys. Is that something that as players you'd be particularly frustrated with?
Frustrated with the defeat, of course, and as I said, I think that's a message for us to answer tomorrow. You know, we have to answer and play with personality tomorrow, obviously, because it's an important game for us. Show character, because we lost at the weekend. I think it's clear he wants to motivate us, and we already motivated for the game tomorrow.
He's obviously given you a clear way of playing already, hasn't he? And he's saying about taking risks and playing without fear. I mean,
yeah.
Does that, in a way, take off a level of the pressure to know that he wants you to
No, the pressure is always there. You know, we're a big club. We need to win games, but we can deal with the pressure very well. I think throughout the season we're playing well. You could see, and tomorrow is another game, and a different pressure as well. Important game, so we need to go out there and win.
Matt?
Frank's tried a lot of different things in defence this season. He's tried different centre-back pairings. You know, again, when he moved three at the back, he's moved the full-backs around. It could be another change if Rudiger were to come back in. Is that quite challenging to have to deal with?
You know, as I said, the group is very talented, and he also had some injured players as well, so he had to change players, but we're all working together in training, so we know each other, you know, and in a game, we just need to communicate all together in a defence. I think to get more clean sheet, we need to communicate more and just keep playing like we play. I think we're doing quite well with the ball. Just without the ball now, we need to be more decisive in our box. But with communication and work hard, we can do it.
When you say communication, has it been a bit quiet then?
Maybe, because there's always, we need to find reasons why we get goals, don't get clean sheet, but maybe it's about communication or maybe position tactically, maybe we're not in the right position at the right time, you know. That's why we're working on that, and tomorrow we have to make it right.
And we'll finish with the guy Simon and then finish with Matt.
Okay, what's Frank like after a defeat? Is he someone in the dressing room that's shouting at you guys, so like Goodison, was he ever getting, or is he fairly sort of measured and pointing out where you guys
you know, he hates the defeat, he hates it, and he's the kind of manager that when we do mistake, he comes to us and he tells us if we did the mistake, we have to do it right, we have to do it better. But you know, he's very calm, and he understands the game. He's been in the game for a long time, and he's here to give us advice. He's helping us a lot, you know. And of course, when we do mistake, he's the first one to come and tell us we did mistakes. So, and we try to make it right the next game, you know.
Well, I was just looking at it. You didn't lose a single Premier League game in your first season at Chelsea, the games you played, and then you had that season with Mourinho that started badly, and obviously it led to the managerial change. But as a player, what did you learn in that spell? Because that was the first real setback that you faced as a Chelsea player. Was there something you had to learn to do differently?
Yeah, but you know, the first stage of the Premier League is very tough. You know, there's very good teams in the Premier League, and I learned how to play in the Premier League, you know, and I learned that every game are difficult, you know, there's no easy games, and you know, playing in the Premier League, I feel very happy to play in the Premier League, and I've been before with John Terry, so I've been with great defenders, and they helped me a lot about tactics and everything, and I think I learned a lot in every aspect, tactically, technically, physically, and I think I'm a better player now.
I mean, it's more about the difference in mentality from when things are going really well, that it did, and then you get the first stumbling block. do you have to take a deep breath and look at your game? And
Yeah, of course. You need to look at yourself in the mirror, and if you do a mistake, you know that you did the mistake, and the next game is to make it right. You know, the most important is the reaction, and we're lucky because we play every 3 days. So, like for example, we lost on Saturday, and we have already a game tomorrow. So it isn't just for us to bounce back, but you need to keep your confidence. You need to trust yourself, and just play the game.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers, Kurt.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you later.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah.
Happy.
Happy. And you guys are still late.